Hello everyone. Today we will cover organizational control from A.5.23 to A.5.30. In the last video we have covered the previous controls under organizational control. We will continue from A.5.23. So let's get started with the first one. A.5.23. Sorry, I said A.5.23. I don't know how many times, but let's get started. So this control asks information security in supplier relationship. So in the previous control 22 we have discussed about the information security in supplier relationship a bit. Now here it is asking that whenever we are having suppliers, which can be our vendors or which can be our contract service worker who are accessing our information system, we need to monitor and review their services. Because once a supplier start accessing your system, he also has the potential to damage your system, right? Or to leak the data or to make your data public if he wants to, of course, right? As a process, he should not. That's why we have things like NDA, like non-disclosure agreement and everything in place, and master service agreement. But he has the potential. So we have to monitor and review the supplier on a timely basis. The next one is A.5.24, which says security in development and support processes. So development and support of information system is an ongoing task, right? So we have to ensure that the security requirements are inbuilt there. This one, let's understand it with an example. So whenever we are developing a software, and this is more applicable for a company which is developing software, right? So whenever you are doing it from phase 1, which is maybe the design phase or the planning phase, you start your software development security. So right now SDLC is a very common system development lifecycle process which every software company follows sometime, and now it is now they are also adapting to things like DevOps. However, the new concepts are secure SDLC and secure DevOps, so that you are also planning encryption SSOs since the beginning, how the software code review will be done in terms of security since the beginning instead of just developing the software. So those kind of things need to be incorporated in the software development and support processes. Next one is secure development environment, which is A.5.25, which asks to establish and maintain a secure development environment. Again, related to the previous one, to the software development part. If your company is doing it, so there are servers and workstations on which these softwares are developed. So obviously in the previous control you will ensure that your development practices are secure, but if your systems are not secure, still like your software can be leaked out and you can be at risk. So it's very important that even the workstations, the servers, the databases, the infrastructure basically are also secure for that. The next one is A.5.26, which talks about testing and validation. So as in the previous stages, you have ensured that your development environment is secure, your software and security process development processes are secure. Now here is the time to test and validate it. That in the testing phase, that whether what you have planned for is well tested and developed, whether it is actually secure or not. Now let's understand it with an example. There is a thing called secure coding standard, right? So once the code is developed, you can get the code reviewed for the secure coding standard, that hopefully does not contain any malicious code which can in future leak data or put the software at risks. The next one is A.5.27, which talks about outsourced development, right? So this one is there to ensure that whenever the development piece is outsourced. So what happens, many company does the development of a software with its own team which are on their own payroll. Some company outsource the development work. So this is very necessary. Whenever you are getting your development work outsourced, the vendor company or the third party company to which it is outsourced, it follows your organization security policies and follow the above controls also, like the testing, secure development environment and everything, to meet your security standards. And you of course need to audit them on a regular basis and all, to ensure that they are doing the same. The next one is secure disposal or reuse of equipments. So this is well understood from its own English, that whenever you are discarding a software, especially like things like laptops and all, the hard disk and the data still contains a lot of information, and even a discarded laptop can be retrieved and the data from there as well, which can be misused against your organization. So make sure that whenever we are disposing any assets like laptops or any equipment which may contain our data and have chances to put our organization on risk, that should never happen. So whenever we dispose, we should follow the security protocol. Some examples are, if there is a confidential paper, there are shredders in the company which has to be used. And if it is the case of laptops and all, the hard drives are wiped out using a certified data destruction tool before being disposed of. The next one is data masking. This talks about masking sensitive data to protect it during processing or testing. So let's understand it with an example. So there are many personal data, right, which a system may contain, right? So it is very important that we are anonymizing those data so that even if the data is visible, nobody can read it directly. The next one is data leakage prevention, DLP, which is very common. So we have to implement measures to prevent unauthorized software of sensitive information. So right now many antiviruses company like McAfee and all, they are like having their DLP products which need to be installed on the machine so that the data leakage can be reduced to minimal. So this is all about this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have more questions in the comment box.